I'm Karen. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing the 50 plus beauty YouTubers tag created by Makeup Queenie68. Queenie really came up with some great questions for this tag. I watched her video and I just love hearing her answers. So when she tagged me to do the video, I was just so excited. I've got the questions here in front of me. So let's get started. Question number 1. Where did you grow up, US or abroad? Nearest big city. I grew up in the US, in Kentucky, in northeastern Kentucky, in the Ohio River Valley, where Kentucky, Ohio, and West Virginia meet. If you're not familiar with Kentucky, that area is very hilly, not mountainous like the far eastern part of Kentucky and Western Virginia, but not rolling hills like the central part of Kentucky either. It's pretty hilly. I'm from a very small town, population 1,300. I went to school with a lot of kids that lived on farms, but I actually was in town, meaning I lived on a street with lots of other houses around it, but still very small town, very country feel. The nearest big city, in our estimation when I was growing up, was Lexington, Kentucky, which for most people would not be considered a big city. It has about 200,000, 250,000 people, but for us it was a big city. The next biggest city would have been Cincinnati, and I guess that was the closest really big city, and that was about a 2.5 hour drive from my hometown when I was growing up. I only went to Cincinnati maybe once or twice when I was growing up. Louisville, Kentucky is about a 3-hour drive from my hometown, and I don't think I ever went to Louisville until I was maybe 18, so very small town upbringing. Question number 2. What year did you graduate from high school and share a graduation picture? I graduated in 1980. I was 17. Question number 3. What was the makeup trend the year you graduated? It's really funny because in 1980, we were kind of in between trends. When I entered high school and I first started wearing makeup when I was 14, we were still kind of in that early 70s, bright blue eyeshadow and bright green eyeshadow and all of that. And not long after I started high school and started wearing makeup, those trends went away, thank goodness, because I looked horrible in those colors. But we weren't into the punker looks and the black eyeliner and the dark, rocker looks that came in the 80s. We were somewhere in between. I don't really know of any major trend when I was graduating. I'd say the only thing that really stands out is our blush. I didn't really wear blush then, but the people who wore blush, it was that big stripe of blush that you see in the pictures from the late 70s and early 80s. Question number 4. What was the hair trend the year you graduated? Again, we were kind of in between trends, but I'd say that Farrah Fawcett feathery look was still really big. I kind of went between trying to wear that with my thin, fine hair, and I also, part of my high school years, I had the Dorothy Hamill wedge. If you don't know what that is, it's just a short, kind of blunt haircut. I think that's what I had in my graduation picture, and I wore that off and on, and then I'd let my hair grow out and try to do the feathery thing again and get frustrated because I couldn't do it and go into the Hamill cut again. So yeah, that was kind of my hair in high school. Some things haven't really changed a lot. Question number 5. What was your first car? Year, make, model, color, and was it a clunker? Haha. Queenie answered this question by saying she had the ugliest car ever. No, Queenie. Wait till you see a picture of my car. I think I do have a picture of that, and I'll try to insert that. I had a 1974 Gremlin. If you don't know what that is, go look it up. Ugly car. Mine was technically colored green, but it was more rust and Bondo than anything else. It ran. That's about the only thing I can say for it. The radio didn't work. The windshield wipers didn't work. The headlights worked off and on. The horn didn't work. But it did run until I sold it to my brother, and he wrapped it around a tree 2 weeks later. But it was a good little car for a first car. ugly, but it ran. And Queenie said her car only turned right. Mine did turn both directions. I can say that for it. Question number 6. What was your senior prom song? Can't remember? Junior prom, or a song that brings back memories? My senior prom song, I think, was, what was it? Always and Forever? Something like that. Definitely not something I was listening to at that time. I was more into AC/DC, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Leonard Skinner. Yeah. A song that takes me back to that time would have to be Freebird by Leonard Skinner. Yeah. Not so much into the Always and Forever kind of music. I don't even remember who sang that song. Unfortunately, I've got the song in my head now. Thanks a lot, Queenie. Okay, question number 7. What was your typical Saturday night as a senior in high school? Like I said, I'm from a very small town, and there were a lot of little small towns in my area. It wasn't like my small town was isolated. There was a lot of little small towns. And the biggest town in our area was Ashland, Kentucky, which has population, I think it's like somewhere in the 20,000s, like 25,000, 26,000, something like that. And in Ashland, there was a restaurant called the Bluegrass, and it was an old restaurant. It had been around since the 50s, I think maybe even before that. And it had like the outside speakers where you pull up and you place your order, and then a car hop brings your order out. But what we would do was we would cruise the Bluegrass. And what cruising the Bluegrass was we would just drive around in circles around this restaurant. I know it sounds really weird, but that's what we did. It's what everybody did on a Saturday night in small town Kentucky in the 70s. It was just, you know, if you saw somebody you knew and you wanted to talk to them, you'd pull over and talk a while, and then everyone would just start driving around again. It was, yeah, a ritual. It was, yeah, there was no mall in my area. There were very few restaurants where we could gather. It was loitering. You would get chased out. So we'd cruise the Bluegrass. Okay, let's see. I'm on question number 8. How did you wear your makeup as a teen? Share a picture until the year age if you can remember. I don't have any pictures that show my makeup. In my graduation picture, I don't think you'll be able to tell what my makeup looked like. In my senior picture, I don't even have a copy of it. I can take a picture of my yearbook, but it's a black and white picture. I know, from what I remember, I wore a lot of shimmery brown eyeshadow. I always wore mascara, no matter what I was doing. I wouldn't leave the house without mascara. Curled my lashes from the time I was 14. And I remember we had that really clear, shiny lip gloss that had flavors. I can't remember what it was called. It had like a rollerball applicator. It was real sticky and gooey, and your hair would get stuck in it. Yeah. Fun times. But I think I had a lot of that when I was in high school. I did wear makeup, eye makeup. It's kind of like I still am. I wear eye makeup and kind of a neutral lip. Yeah. I didn't realize how much my makeup hadn't changed since high school. Wow. Okay, question number 9. Were you always into makeup / beauty / style? Pretty much like I am now. I had acne when I was a teenager, so I got into skincare really young. I have always been into skincare, and I wore makeup from the time I was 14, so I pretty much have always worn makeup and loved wearing makeup. I'm not a makeup expert. I never really got into trends of makeup. I've always been kind of a casual makeup wearer, but I always do wear it. As far as style, I've never cared about clothes in the least. When I was in high school, I wore blue jeans and t-shirts or flannel shirts every single day. I kind of still dress like that, so yeah. Makeup, skincare, yes. Style, not so much. Okay, question number 10. Was there a specific reason that you started your channel? Yes, it was kind of a progression. In 2018, I took a look at my skin in the mirror quite by accident one morning in the bathroom mirror. I got a good glance of myself with my reading glasses on, and I was like, wow, I've gotten kind of complacent. Like I said, I've always been into skincare, but for quite a few years there, I was kind of coasting on what worked in my 40s, and I didn't realize it wasn't still working in my 50s. So I started doing a whole lot of research on skincare, and I came across YouTube beauty channels, and I loved learning about all the skincare and just absorbed it all and couldn't get enough of it. And then of course, most of the people who talk about skincare on YouTube also talk about makeup. So I got into the skincare and makeup channels. But a couple of things I figured out was most of the people I was watching that were talking about mature skin were in their 30s, not in their 50s. And I also found out that it was even harder to find cruelty-free channels. Most of the people I watched that had cruelty-free channels were in their 20s. I enjoyed watching their channels. I still watch some of them, Kelly Gooch and Andrea Mattiliano. They have great channels, but they're really young. So I wanted to start something for people like me, people who are in their 50s and are concerned about skincare and still want to wear makeup and are into cruelty-free brands. And so here I am. Okay, question number 11. How do others react when you tell them about your channel? The only people I really tell about it are my close family, and they're extremely supportive. Actually, I would not have started this channel if it wasn't for my older son. Shout out to him. He has his own channel. He's into sci-fi and fantasy, and he makes his own little short films. So I knew he knew a lot about YouTube, and so when I wanted to start a channel, I asked him for his help, and he helped me. He still answers all my questions about editing and helps me edit my videos. So he is a huge help to me with my channel and is very supportive. My husband and my other son are also supportive. And then my coworkers, a lot of them, I tell about my channel if it comes up in conversation, and they all just kind of laugh and think it's a novelty. They're supportive, but sometimes they'll ask me questions. I have a couple of friends who will ask me skincare questions, and we get in big discussions about it. I have one friend that's a younger friend who's really into Instagram, so we'll kind of talk about that kind of stuff. But no one's ever said, what are you doing at your age with a YouTube channel? I don't know if they say that behind my back, but they don't say it to my face. So it's been, it's been mostly positive responses. Question number 12. What is your favorite thing to talk about or demonstrate? Makeup or skincare, and why? Skincare for sure. I already said that I love makeup, but I'm kind of a casual makeup wearer. I don't feel comfortable giving advice about makeup. I talk about makeup a lot on my channel, but it's all my experiences. It's what I'm liking, what I'm trying, what I'm learning. I definitely don't do tutorials of makeup. I would feel silly doing that because I watch tutorials to learn. If you want some good tutorials, go watch Makeup Queenie68. She does great tutorials. She loves makeup. She knows a lot about makeup. She'll answer your questions about makeup on mature skin and what you can try for different things and all that. She knows a lot about it. I just know my experiences that I share. Now skincare, it's different. Skincare, I feel comfortable talking about. I feel like I know a lot more about skincare. I know a lot more about ingredients and formulations and brands of skincare. And I feel a lot more comfortable helping people with those issues and answering questions about skincare than I do about makeup. Okay. Question number 13. What is your favorite thing about being a 50-plus beauty YouTuber? This is something that I didn't even expect to happen, but what I absolutely love is becoming a part of this mature beauty community. There are so many beautiful, amazing ladies on this platform that I'm getting to know through YouTube, and I just love it. They're fun and they're interesting, and I learn so much from them every day, and I just love watching their videos. And it's like almost every single day I find somebody new to subscribe to that has a small YouTube channel, a small mature beauty YouTube channel that I'm wanting to support. And I've done some collaborations with other people, and it's just so fun to get to know these people. I just love it. Most of the people in my real life have no interest in skincare and makeup, or they'll ask me some casual questions, but they don't want to talk about it all day like the people that I'm getting to know on YouTube will do with me. So yeah, that's my favorite thing about it. Question number 14. What is the most challenging thing about being a 50-plus YouTuber? Queenie hit on this, but this is absolutely my biggest issue. Trying to see the products that I'm telling you about. I've been farsighted my whole life. I was told that I should be wearing reading glasses when I was in the 6th grade. Of course, I didn't wear them then, but when I was in my mid-30s, all of a sudden I had to wear them or I couldn't read at all. And it's just gotten worse since then. So when I'm looking at a product and telling you about it, I can't see the label. Or if I'm swatching some shades, I can't see the shade name on the palette. I've got my reading glasses here, but I don't like to wear them on camera because of the ring light. And I make notes, like I typed up the questions here today and printed them out in really big font so I could see them without having to take my glasses off and on. And I'll do that with other things when I'm doing videos. I'll make notes in big letters, but a lot of times when I'll lose my place on my notes, or, you know, it's a challenge. It's a challenge not to be able to see when you're trying to talk about things and show it to people. And that's definitely my biggest challenge. Okay, question number 15. What advice would you give your 30-year-old self about makeup and skincare? Wear sunscreen. Absolutely, positively wear sunscreen. I was spending all this money on skincare. I was washing my face. I was putting on products, and then I go lay out in the sun. I've always been a sun worshiper up until, I hate to even say it wasn't even that many years ago, maybe 10 years ago. I still had a tan. When I was really young, was in the 70s. That's when we used to lay out with baby oil, and you didn't even hear of sunscreen. It was sun accelerators, you know, not sunscreens. It was how much more can it multiply what you're doing, not protecting you from it. Then in the, I don't know, I guess it was probably in the later 80s, maybe into the 90s, you started hearing more about sun damage and sun protection. And I kind of had selective hearing there for a while about that because I always was able to tan really deep and dark, and the sun always cleared up my acne, and so I'd have clear, dark skin, and yeah, it was an issue. And if I could go back to my 30-year-old self when all of the news was coming out about sun damage and I wasn't listening, I wish I could go back and say, listen to what they're telling you, listen to these new sunscreens, they're coming out, try them. Instead of continuing to lay out in the sun and roasting your skin, and yeah, wear sunscreen. Okay, and I'm on question 16. What is your favorite 50+ beauty tip to share? This one's for makeup and skincare. It's something that one of my skincare gurus, Jordan Samuel, says all the time. Don't seek that which is not meant for you. I have examples from my own experiences for skincare and makeup. When I was first, in 2018, rebuilding my skincare routine, I kept hearing about the chemical exfoliators, and everyone on the mature beauty channels would talk about AHAs. And they all had pretty much dry skin. I don't remember watching anyone who had oily skin. I have mature but oily skin. So I was watching all these YouTubers talking about using lactic acid and glycolic acid. And so I went out and I got those products and I tried them and I tried them. They did nothing for my skin. And then one day I was watching Jordan Samuel, and in one of his videos he mentioned using BHA, salicylic acid. I thought, isn't that for oily skin? I've got oily skin. So I got on the Paula Choice's website, and they had a little live chat with one of their consultants, and I said, I have oily skin, but I have mature skin. Do you think BHA would work for me? And they said, age is not a skin type. So I'm like, okay, well, oily skin is a skin type, so I'll try the salicylic acid. So I ordered it, and instant change in my skin. I love my BHA. I use it every single day. It's made one of the single most biggest changes in my skin that I've seen, along with my retinol and my vitamin C serum. The BHA has just been a huge godsend to my skin. It just, my pores are smaller, my skin is smoother. It's just night and day. Those AHAs did nothing for me. The BHAs did. The other thing that I have to keep in mind, this is a makeup one. I love watching people who can wear these bright red lips, especially this time of year. But I've got to realize that's not for me. I have always had really thin lips, and it's gotten worse as I get older. They get thinner and thinner, and my skin tone just doesn't go with those bright reds. I have to realize this is about as bright as I can get on my lips and look right and not look like a clown. I've got to realize that's not the look for me. I've got to not seek that which is not meant for me, which is bright red lipstick. So that would be my number one advice to someone for a beauty tip. Okay, question number 17. Tag at least 2 50+ YouTubers. Let's get to know each other. This was hard for me because a lot of the people I watch, I know that they're probably right around 50, but I don't really know the age of everyone I watch. I don't know if they're maybe in their late 40s or well into their 50s. I'm not sure. So I chose to tag 2 people that I'm pretty sure are in their 50s. The first one is Jeannie from the channel Get This Glowing. Jeannie is adorable, she's funny, she's cute, she loves makeup and skincare, and she's just so fun. Jeannie, do this tag. I can't wait to see it. And then the other one is Pam, over 50, beauty and lifestyle. Pam also loves makeup. She makes it a point to make her channel fun. She comes up with all kinds of creative, fun ideas for her videos, and she's always just saying, makeup should be fun, and she's a lot of fun to watch. So I can't wait to see their tag videos. I hope they both do the tag. And anyone else on this channel, if you're watching my video and you have a channel and you haven't been tagged, I tag you also. Thank you, Queenie, for tagging me for this video. Thank you for creating these fun questions. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. Just hit that subscription button down below and ring that notification bell next to that so that you'll know when I post new videos. Bye for now.